said the latest decision of the electoral body is capable of reaching the peace in the state. He, however, criticized INEC on its decision to continue with the collation of result after it had declared the governorship election in Bauchi inconclusive. Governor Abubakar further said that a returning officer for Bauchi State at the end of collation rejected the results of Tafawa Balewa local government, and then 36 other polling units spread around 15 local government areas of Bauchi State and ordered a rerun. The governor insisted that the electoral body erred in taking such a decision and vowed to challenge it in court. Meanwhile, the United States has also accused the federal government of Nigeria and its agents of committing arbitrary and unlawful killings. U.S. made this known in a recent report titled 2018 Country Reports on Human Rights Practices, available on the Department of State website. The report, which took a look at Nigeria's human rights record, alleged that the government had breached some human rights laws. According to the report, the alleged human rights issues included unlawful and arbitrary killings by both government and non-state actors, forced disappearance by both government and non-state actors, torture by both government and non-state actors, and prolonged arbitrary detention in life-threatening conditions, particularly in government detention facilities, harsh and life-threatening prison conditions, including civilian detentions and military facilities, often based on flimsy or no evidence, infringement on citizens' privacy rights, criminal libel, substantial interference with the rights of peaceful assembly and freedom of association. The report states that national police, army and other security services use lethal and excessive force to disperse protesters and apprehend criminals and suspects, and committed other extrajudicial killings. The report, however, added that the government took steps to investigate alleged abuses, but fewer steps to prosecute officials who committed violation, whether in the security forces or elsewhere in the government. Now, no fewer than 10 petitions have been filed before the National Assembly Election Petitions Tribunal sitting in Enugu. A check at the Tribunal Secretariat in Enugu State revealed that the petitions arising from the outcome of the February 23rd National Assembly elections were challenging 3 senatorial results and 7 House of Representatives results. Further breakdown of the petitions revealed that out of the 10 petitions, 9 were filed by candidates of the All Progressives Congress. One was filed by a candidate of African People's Alliance. In a petition, Juliet Ibekaku Nwagu of the APC is challenging the re-election of Senator Ike Ekweremadu for Enugu West Senatorial District Zone, And according to the information made available to newsmen, APC's Eugene Odo is also challenging Senator Chuka Utazi, who was declared winner of Enugu North Senatorial Zone. At the senatorial level, another APC candidate, Lawrence Eze, filed a petition challenging the declaration of former governor of the state, Timaroke Namani, as winner of Enugu East Senatorial Zone. Talking some legal matters now, a federal high court sitting in Lagos State is adjourned till April 17 to hear 3 pending applications in the 1.4 billion naira money laundering charge against President of the Nigeria Bar Association, Paul Osoro. In one of the applications brought pursuant to Section 36, subsection 6 of the 1999 Constitution and Section 379, subsection 1 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act, Osoro, through his counsel, Ifedayo Adedipe, is seeking for an order of the court directing the EFCC to serve on him a summarized witness statement of evidence of those listed to give evidence in the matter. In the proof of evidence, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission had listed 5 senior advocates of Nigeria, among others, to testify in the matter. The other application was brought by the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice of Akwa Ibom State, Uwebdimo Woko, and 3 others. Now, the others are the Commissioner for Finance in the state, the Accountant General, and the Cashier of the state government, Margaret Ukwe. The application filed by Mike Zekome SN on their behalf is asking the court to set aside the bench warrant issued against them. At At the last adjourned date of March 1, Justice Rilwan Aikawa granted the bench warrant at the instance of the EFCC, who told the court that the government officials were at large and the warrant was necessary to ensure their presence in court. The four government officials are charged alongside Osoro on 10 counts of conspiracy, conversion of an alleged 1.4 billion naira said to be the property of the Akwa Ibom state government. Following the unfortunate incident of the building collapse at Itafaji in Lagos Island, well-meaning Nigerians, Christian associations and organizations and some NGOs have rallied round to provide welfare support to the victims. Our correspondent Amaka Okoye returned to the site and now files in this report, bringing us the latest development.
This is what is left of this building that collapsed last week. Everything now completely razed down. No more rescue operation, as you can see, but there are still intervention from Christian organizations and some NGOs who are trying to provide support for the victims. As we move from here, we'll be speaking to some of the victims to know what is going on with them and where they are, what's the situation with them. But looking to my far left, you would discover that some of the buildings already marked by the government for demolition, they have started the process. They are actually demolishing them. And the question still remains, how safe are others still standing? The Christian group under the name House of Prayer have continued to provide for victims through the help of wilder, well-meaning Nigerians since after the incidents.
Since the day of this unfortunate incident, we have been taking care of the victims. We've been visiting the hospital. We are here for two reasons. Number one reason is to cater for the victims. The local government chairman, provided a two-story building around the area that we made habitable. We did a little renovation on it and made it, provided mattresses and things that people will need. And in record, we have 23 displaced persons that we're going to cater for in that place. So we've checked a number of them in already. Some of them are in the hospital. So as they get discharged, we move them straight to the shelter place.
We visited the shelter for victims where we spoke to relatives after a long persuasion to do so.
I give thanks to God because many people there, they didn't survive. So we thank God she survived. Only her mother that she's no more now. She has gone. So, but we thank God.
This boy is a pupil in the school that went down. He survived it, but not without injuries. His mom expresses gratitude.
Was there in the class, yes. But we thank God, Sha. And we thank God for what government has done for us. Everything, the bill is free. Everything is free. We thank God.
Efforts to reach victims at both Mercy Hospital and General Hospital failed. However, the CMD of the General Hospital, speaking off camera, said out of the 32 victims admitted, only less than 10 persons are still in the hospital. For Plus TV Africa, Amaka Okoye.
And the report from Itafaji wraps up our news across Nigeria. It's now time to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be bringing you other reports from the international front. Glad to have you back, and if you're just joining us, you're watching news on the Hour and Plus TV Africa. Now we begin our African news package at this hour now with some sad report. At least 24 people have been killed and 31 injured in a train accident in the Democratic Republic of Congo, and that's according to local police and medical services. A freight train was carrying stowaways on Sunday when it derailed in Benaleka settlement, 140 kilometers north of Kananga, one of the Kasai province's main towns. A railway police official in Benaleka told AFP news agency that they have retrieved 24 bodies, mostly children. He further revealed that most of the passengers are stowaways because it is a freight train. And crossing over to Sudan, where they say it has also signed agreements for $300 million in loans from a regional monetary fund to help address a foreign currency crisis that has fueled months of anti-government protest. The state-run news service reported last Saturday that the finance ministry secured a $230 million loan from the Abu Dhabi-based Arab Monetary Fund to support the balance of payment. It says the ministry signed another deal worth 70 million naira with the Arab Trade Financing Program, which is also based in the Emirati capital. Price hikes and food shortages triggered demonstrations in December last year that quickly morphed into protest, calling on President Omar al-Bashir to resign. Many ATMs in the Sudanese capital, Khartoum, are empty as the country faces an acute liquidity crisis. And bringing you other reports as well now, 5 members of the security forces were killed in roadside bomb attacks in eastern Burkina Faso on the weekend, and that's also according to local officials today. A police officer and a soldier were killed on Saturday when their vehicle struck an improvised explosive device in Kapenga province, a security official told the AFP. Burkina Faso's AIB news agency reported unnamed sources as saying a gendarme and a red beret were on a motorcycle when it was struck in Kabonga, around 80 kilometers from Fada Ngoma in Ngoma province, the largest town in the region. Infowakat reported security sources as saying those killed on the motorcycle were a member of the Special Intervention Unit of the National Gendarmerie and an Army Special Forces soldier. The 2 personnel were part of a patrol attached to Operation Otapunanu, lighting a security operation in the East and Center-East regions launched on March 8, aimed at neutralizing terrorists and destroying hiding places in forests in the region, and that's also according to the authorities. Coming up next are reports from the foreign scene.
This Medan has been directed to empower 1,000 persons with disabilities in each state in the next 12 months.
We now start hearing the shoot of guns.
Whatever I've done.
Every public policy has winners and losers, and some will not be very happy with you, while others, usually the silent majority, will be quite happy.
Now, reports reaching Plus TV Africa, we've recorded 3 people have been killed following a shooting on a train in the central Dutch city of Utrecht, the city's mayor says. Now, 9 others were injured in the incident, while police say such appears to be a terrorist attack. Police are looking for a 37-year-old Turkish man named as Gökmen Tanis and have been warned not to approach him. Others have also said that while schools have been closed and security has also been increased, while counter-terrorism police work to find the gunmen have commenced. A lot is still unclear at this point, and local authorities are working hard to establish all the facts. Now, President Tayyip Erdogan on Monday today described a mass shooting which killed 50 people at 2 New Zealand mosques as part of a wider attack on Turkey and threatened to send them back in caskets, anyone who tried to take the battle to Istanbul. Erdogan, who is seeking to rally support for his Islamist-rooted AK party in March 21 local elections, has invoked the New Zealand attack as evidence of global anti-Muslim sentiment. Quote, "They are testing us from 16,500 kilometers away from New Zealand with the messages they are given from there," he said, without elaborating. Australian Brenton Tarrant, 28, a suspected white supremacist, was charged with murder on Saturday after a lone gunman killed 50 people at mosques in the city of Christchurch. At weekend election rallies, Edouard showed a video footage of the shootings, which the gunman had broadcast on Facebook, earning a rebuke from New Zealand's foreign minister, who said it could endanger New Zealanders abroad. It's now time to talk some business with Irene Ubani.
And in business, the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry has advised the federal government to rethink the Central Bank of Nigeria's ban of forex to textile importers. According to the chamber, Nigeria is a leading fashion market in Africa, but does not yet have the capacity to meet the demand of the industry in terms of quality and quantity. This was contained in a statement by the Director General LCCI, Muda Yusuf, on Sunday. According to the DG, the sector is estimated at 5 trillion naira, creating about 500,000 jobs. He also noted that the industry provides significant value addition to fabrics, whether imported or domestically produced. In his opinion, the policy contemplation of the CBN will put all of these at risk. He further noted that the submission is not to diminish the importance of textile industries in any way, or the significance of industrialization. He, however, advised that in the spirit of the executive order of the president, all uniforms of military and parliamentary institutions should be made from Nigeria-produced textiles, which he referred to as a low-hanging fruit. And also, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, on Sunday declared a trading surplus of 12.13 billion naira in its financials for December 2018. Its monthly financial and operations report for December was signed by its Group General Manager, Group Public Affairs Division, Ndu Ugumadu. Ugumadu attributed the positive swing to higher revenue numbers posted by the NNPC's upstream subsidiary, the Nigerian Petroleum Development Company, NPDC, which was targeting a 500,000 barrels per day crude oil output by 2020. However, he explained that within the period of December 2018, 257 pipeline points were vandalized, out of which 1 pipeline point failed to be welded and 6 pipeline points were ruptured. And that's all on business news on this hour. I am Irene Ubani. Still ahead on Plus TV Africa is our roundup on entertainment and sports. We'll be back in a moment.
And on the lighter side of life, the wife of popular Nollywood actor Ike Ogbonna, Sonia Morales, has revealed that she doesn't want to be seen as a good woman because she's not willing to endure and struggle all her life. She also advised people to stop letting other people's successes bother them, as it's only a toxic mindset. Sonia further stated that no one is born to suffer, as the norm for women is to be seen suffering and being victims of circumstances that life is not for her, as society expects women to settle, live miserably in silent pain before they are recognized as a real woman or as a good woman. And for that reason, she doesn't want to be seen as a good woman, and if that's what it takes to be one. And that's it on entertainment. The best in sports coming up right after this. I'm Tokumbo Taiwo.
And in the world of sports, Juventus forward Cristiano Ronaldo has been charged by UEFA for his celebration during his side's 3-0 second leg victory over Atletico Madrid. The Portuguese, who scored a hat-trick to steer Juventus into quarter-finals of the UCL, celebrated his third goal by imitating Diego Simeone's crotch grab in celebration from the first leg. The gesture, which was deemed vulgar, had seen him charged and fined £17,000 for improper conduct. Ronaldo has now been charged with improper conduct by UEFA for the celebratory gesture and faces a possible fine or ban, or even both. UEFA's Control, Ethics and Disciplinary Body will meet on the 21st of March to determine the case. And there you have it. What wraps up our news roundup of events this hour from our Lagos studio. For more news, update and broadcast, please follow us at Plus TV Africa. That's on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. And please do remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Plus TV Africa.